Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, I am Feebee and this here is
Christian.
Welcome to you guys. On today's video, we are going to be talking about interracial relationships. This video here is inspired by you guys because you guys showed us a lot of support on our How We Met video. So we thought, why not come back here and give you guys some more? Let's get started. Without wasting time, you guys, let's get straight into the topic. And we are going to start by explaining to you guys what brought us into dating outside of our race. Starting with you, babe. What brought you into being in an interracial relationship? Did you have to think about it? Was it meditated? Is it something that you had to overthink? How did you get into the idea?
I never had to overthink that.
Okay.
Never ever. Because you know that I'm coming from a mixed race family, right? I have an uncle from Africa, I have a mixed race cousin, and for me growing up like that was absolutely natural, totally normal. I never thought there is something special about that. When you fall in love, in my opinion at least, it ain't got something to do with any skin color. You have the same butterflies no matter who you're gonna date. And already using this term dating out of your race sounds so weird,
right?
does it?
I
We're all
know.
humans. I mean,
But that's what the internet says,
Okay.
dating outside of your race.
What about you?
Um, Honestly speaking, the same applies to me. I grew up in a very open family. I was raised in the suburbs of Zimbabwe, Bwwm. That was where I grew up. For those who grew up in Bwwm, you would know Paro Nest. I went to school. I went to Coglan Primary School. I went to Townsend High School. And if you know the schools, you guys, these schools are like open, you know, it's interracial. Yeah, you find every race there, and that I think kind of really trained me to understand that we are all the same. That made me see everybody as equal as me. So I am never like looking at someone else as different or better than me. My best friend growing up was a white girl. I also played with mixed race people. We call them coloreds in Zimbabwe and South Africa. So yeah, it was just really normal for me getting into a relationship, into my first interracial relationship. That was like really normal, you guys. It was like I didn't think about. I think it started looking special later on, after I actually started dating outside of my race. Interracial relationships started getting like the spark, you know, people talking about them, you know. But in my times of actually starting dating outside of my race, it was like totally normal. I didn't even have to think about it. So yeah, I think we were in the same space coming together, right?
Pretty much.
That's right, yeah. Coming together into the relationship or with your first partner, because I'm not the first one, right?
Unfortunately not.
That's not unfortunate. It's actually an advantage because when I met you, you understood a lot of things about us black people. Thank you so much to your ex. Anyway, how was it for your mom? I know that you guys have like black influence in your family, but it's one thing to have cousins who are black and all that, right? And it's another thing to actually come home with a black woman and be like, Mom, this is me.
No, it is not.
I am interested in this woman outside of my race and I want to marry them. How was it for your mom?
No, at least for us it was not any different. And actually, I think Mama was even more curious, but this is also not related to you being black. I don't know where it is coming from. And we've been answering the question in what we were talking in first place, right? But as you can see, it was totally normal for everyone. So why should it be any different? Doesn't matter who I've been dating, coming home, and
yeah. But how was it like at first glance, like with your ex, let's say, for example, because that was like the first initial thing.
I mean, of course, it is always more interesting, I think, and people are more curious, specifically when there is a distance between these people, right? And
Mm.
then not a distance between,
It
cause,
was a distance
yeah,
relationship.
and of course, it is. I didn't want to use the word adventurous, but of course, it is nice to hear about certain kind of different cultures and.
So everybody was curious
Yeah, of course.
to know. Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's true from.
Actually, I would confirm that because when we met, we took a while to actually like go to your parents, right? I remember
Mm,
we dated for about like 4 to 5 months before we actually went to see your mom,
mm.
right? And the reason why we actually had to go to see your mom was her curiosity, because your sister-in-law
Mm.
came to us and told us, hey, you guys, when we were walking mama out, she was looking through the window to see Phoebe, so she was
Yeah.
like really curious and excited to actually meet me initially.
Yeah, she know
um,
you've been there, and she
yeah, she
wanted to
knew
peek through the curtains.
exactly, because he lived with his brothers. He lived aside to his brother, and whenever they visited either way, they would know what was going on in our apartment or either way, so this is what happened. She was curious and she like just wouldn't go without looking through the window, and yeah, that was like a push for us to actually make the big step to go and meet your parents.
Yeah,
we
it's time. When Mama knocks on the window, it's time,
it's time.
guys.
We just knew it was time. It was really time, and we spent Christmas that year together with your parents.
Mm.
That was like really short notice for me, because in Africa we don't like, hey, you have to wait. You're not getting introduced like within 4 months, 5 months. That's not happening. So that was really like, yeah, cool. It was cool. I mean, she initiated it. I like that. With my family, it was relatively easy. First of all, as Christian said, I'm not the first black person she's been with. He's also not the first white guy that I've been with, but he's obviously the first white guy that I brought home. So my parents always knew that one, she was very open when it comes to relationships. I think in my family, I was the only person who actually dated outside of my race. Um, and coming home, like, like saying, yeah, this is my boyfriend, showing them pictures and all that, I only saw interest. They were excited. I mean, they were not excited to meet the guy because I was young, right? But they always like wanted to know, how is it, how does it go, like, is it easy dating? They were curious, like they would be watching this video right now to know what it's like to date outside of your race, because I think this is interesting for everybody else, right?
Mm, it is.
But no, they were easygoing with that. And then when I brought Christian home, this year is now like the first guy that I introduced to my family. That was like really, really like taken well. They were so excited, so happy. Um, you felt good, right?
Yeah.
The first time I introduced you to my family, my sister already exchanged contacts with you to keep in touch. My brother, he's always like with Christian on the phone, so that's really good. I mean, African people, we are traditional. We hold on to our culture. So you cannot find like the son-in-law being like like so close to the mother-in-law. But as far as being accepted in our family, that really went well. I spend more time with Christian's mom than Christian would with my parents, because our culture doesn't allow that. I mean, it's just different in our culture. I think it's a video we should talk about in the future. So you
Okay.
guys stay tuned. That's very interesting. Um, our environment, we live in Germany,
Mm.
right? And Germany is a country that is I would say 75% of people living in the country are white, and 25% would be obviously people coming from all over the world, right?
Don't judge us for not exactly knowing the statistics here.
No, it's just a rough,
Yeah.
it's just roughly what I would guess. How do you think it is for us? when we are outside, what is the reaction? Do people take it well? I mean, I think if we would go to South Africa, it would definitely look different.
Okay.
I didn't notice it when I was with my ex partners. It was normal,
Hmm.
you know, nobody cared. But what's your thought before I mention
Different
mine?
reactions you will get in here. Well, those ones who try to ignore that because they don't really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have definitely people where you straight away see, okay, they won't accept that for whatever stupid reasons, racist reasons, I don't know. And then you have also positive reactions,
Yeah,
probably mixed race couples as well,
exactly.
or people approaching us sometimes when we go shopping.
We had
The
one
Americans
experience,
also,
yeah.
yeah, and
One guy came to us and even asked us to exchange contacts, like well, hang out. He was just happy to see, like, to be in contact with people like them because they were an interracial couple
yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
mm,
And yeah, I think also when we meet African people in stores, they're also like, winking, like, yay, go for it, girl.
yeah.
It's normal. Um, so yeah, I think it's mixed. I would agree with you on that. When we met, it was more tense. It was more tense. When we went eating.
It
I
depends on.
only I also felt uncomfortable, but you guys need to bear in mind everything was also very new for me, right? I felt like people stared at us a lot, and I also felt like people stared. Some people really didn't like it. Some people really didn't approve, and we also had people smiling back at you and things like that. And I really think it is a little bit too much here in Germany compared to we went to Greece and I didn't even realize that we were there. Like people don't give a damn. I think Greece is like really open minded, and Paris too. Different. I mean, I really think German, when it comes to interracial relationships, I think they are getting used to that. But I think it's not a usual. It's not a daily thing. It's not like um, what you would or how you would see it being in South Africa. We are like mixed up. It's easy to find a black and white together, but here it's
You will definitely be in the center of any
you
attraction.
will be the center of attention, definitely.
Yeah,
When
attraction as well.
yeah,
So,
do you remember when we went to the wedding and I was like the only black person there, like
yeah,
at
yeah,
the wedding? Like most of the functions we go, you would obviously be the only black or dark skinned or Chinese person, I don't know, because the proportion, the amount of
so how did you
foreign
actually
people here.
manage to catch the bouquet then? Hmm?
It was planned.
No, okay.
Shut up. You know that you guys planned it. You knew we were getting married soon. So yeah, you guys, people's reactions are mixed. There's people who just like it, who are astonished, who um, think it's cool, and then there's people who just think, what the hell is going on with our son here? I mean, talking of you, because I'm a foreigner here and I do what I want. So yeah, that I think we both agree on that, right?
Mm.
The reaction is always different. Um, we are a blended family. We come into this marriage with our children. You come with your
Yeah.
daughter, and I come with my daughter. I think for your daughter, it was relatively normal. Her mother is black, her father is white. She's born into that. So I think accepting me was just normal for her. It was like just seeing her own mom,
Yeah.
right? In my case, do you think that my daughter Michaela, considering she was never introduced to any guy in the past of mine, um, but she's being introduced now to a white guy, so not just like a black dude, she's being introduced to someone of the opposite race. How was it for you? First of all, I want to know for you, like, your daughter is mixed. My daughter is black. She's African. It's two different things. I don't know. People try to put that into one bracket, but mixed and black is different. Michaela has a different mentality a lot of different culture difference from your daughter or you know. How was it for you thinking about it? I'm going to be living now with a child that's been brought up on a different level, like different culture, different beliefs, and she's probably never had a stepdad that is white. Were you prepared?
No, I was not prepared. I really didn't prepare myself in any kind of way because I haven't seen all these things you just described, like different culture, different background, where you've been growing up, what are the influences, who are the people you're hanging out with in first place, who did you met in your life. For me, I only saw a child,
Mm,
and that is actually how it was.
that's
Cookie
true.
was totally easygoing,
She was easygoing. She was very
and
open.
I never ever had any doubts or any concerns that she thinks, okay, it might be
This
different
is
with a
not
white guy.
comfortable. Who is
Nothing.
this?
No, it's really,
Yeah,
really
I actually agree
smooth.
with you. I agree with you.
You did a
Um,
good job, so
I yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I
well,
did what my parents did. I also sent her to schools. I sent her to a mixed race school too. For that same purpose, my goal was always that she grows up open to the world. You know, I love exploring the world. I love to travel. I'm in Germany, you guys. Who would have thought? Like thousands of kilometers away from home, and I'm here alone with my daughter. And this is what I wanted for her, to be fearless, to face the world, to open up to the world, you know. Not thinking of racism, not thinking of who is better than me. Do I qualify to work in this environment? Do I qualify to stand up in front of people of different cultures, different races? I just wanted her to be comfortable and confident in her own skin, and I think it really worked because she is damn confident. She is confident. Like my daughter's friends are older than her. How does she manage that? It's confidence. It can only be confidence. She's really open, and I like that. And I think that that's something that people should take from this video. Teach your children to associate. Doesn't matter who it is, where they're from. Teach your children to understand different cultures, to learn about people, to be curious about people's food, you know, to be curious about other people's hair, other people's way of life. I think this is something that children need to learn now, you know. I just
it's
think so.
important, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't have a problem blending our family together, right?
No,